What's up people, welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be diving into the Breitling Superocean Heritage B31 Automatic 40 and the B01 Chronograph 42, a watch that fuses vintage dive watch aesthetic with modern refinement. If you've ever admired the ocean-going spirit of the 50s but want something with contemporary comfort and clean design, this might just be it. Let's get into it. First, a little context. The Superocean Heritage line is a modern tribute to Breitling original 1957 dive watch, and the heritage part isn't just a marketing tag. It's a visual homage to the iconic minimalist diver aesthetic. No crown guards, a clean bezel, and a refined dial. But don't get it twisted, this isn't just a retro eye candy. It's a serious everyday watch with a dive pedigree. Let's first talk about the B31. The case here is the 40mm version, which is such a sweet spot for a lot of wrists. It wears balanced, compact, and modern without being overbearing. It's 11.73mm thick and the lug-to-lug distance is about 48.2mm, making it extremely wearable even for smaller wrists. The polished stainless steel case gives off a dressy gleam, but the gently domed sapphire with AR coating and clean lines makes it feel subtle, not shouty. No crown guards, a new crown design with a signed screw-down crown at 3 o'clock provides a water resistance of up to 200 meters. So yes, this can definitely take a dive. The bezel is a big part of the vintage charm. It's a unidirectional dive bezel, but unlike most divers today, it doesn't have detailed numerals. Instead, you get a clean glossy ceramic ring with a simple 60-minute scale knurled into it with glittered paint, and a single lume pip at 12. It's all about the restraint. This bezel isn't trying to scream to watch, it whispers style first diving, which I love. The bezel nestles within the lugs and are fastened with screws, which has been a signature of the Superocean Heritage to prevent it from being knocked off when diving. Now to the dial. This one's in a deep sunburst green, which plays beautifully with light. Other color options exist, but the green here feels refreshing. Hovering above the dial, you've got a lollipop second hand, a sword design minute hand, and a triangle hour hand that are all polished with lume. On the dial, you have applied high polish indices and mixed sharp tooth-like batons, a distinct marker at the 12, all filled with superluminova. The lume isn't torch bright like some Seikos, but it's legible enough in the dark. What's interesting is the minimalist layout. No numerals, just a simple minute track, a date window at 6 o'clock for symmetry, a simplified text, and the old school Breitling B logo without wings. Clean, refined, purposeful. Visible from the case back is the Breitling B31 Automatic movement. This modified movement offers COSC certification with -4 to +6 seconds per day accuracy. Whilst it's mostly machine finish, it's still cool to have an open case back unlike its predecessor. It offers hacking seconds and a quick set date function. When adjusting the date using the hour hand, the date starts tilting at 11:25 PM and then snap at 11:59 PM. The watch comes on a few strap options, but this one's on the green rubber strap, which I really like. The design on it is similar to those of the mesh metal bracelet but a lot lighter. It's comfortable. Most importantly, it's integrated into the case and flows very nicely following the lugs. There are no easy release mechanism on them, alas. But they are measured from 20mm tapering down to 18mm. The stainless steel buckle here has a folding clasp that uses a twin pusher to open it. On the wrist, it wears like a dream. It hugs the wrist, doesn't feel top heavy, and the curved lugs help it sit flat. Perfect for both casual and semi-formal settings. Breitling has also released a Kelly Slater edition which is limited to 500 pieces worldwide. Celebrating his extraordinary career, Breitling honors Slater with this release infused with the surf culture that shaped him. The dial features a tropical foliage pattern capturing the essence of Hawaiian paradise. The dial on this watch is what makes it really special. The foliage pattern on top of the sunburst dial seems to rest slightly higher on the dial and has a glossy texture on it. Under the shimmering lights, it tends to shimmer. So who is this for, you ask? This is for someone who wants a versatile watch with a vintage appeal, but without sacrificing modern specs. You get the heritage aesthetic, the COSC accuracy, the 200 meter of water resistance, and it looks just as good with a t-shirt as it does under a cuff. It's not trying to compete with deep sea saturation divers like the Pelagos or the Planet Ocean. Instead, it is an elegant everyday diver with just enough retro soul to stand out. Retail price? This is where it gets interesting. Whilst the Kelly Slater is priced as what you see here, the non-limited edition pieces, regardless if it's 40mm, 42mm or the 44mm, they are all priced at the same as you see here. That puts it in the same neighborhood as the Omega Seamaster Diver 300m or the Panerai logo releases. Is it worth it? Well, if you value heritage design, everyday comfort and Swiss craftsmanship with a slightly different flavor from the rest, then yes, it absolutely holds its ground. It's one of those watches that doesn't jump out at you with crazy specs or loud design, but once it's on your wrist, it just feels right. If you're in Malaysia and would like to check out the watches featured here, head on to Breitling at Pavilion Kuala Lumpur. They have these watches ready for viewing and purchase now. Thanks to them, I was able to check them out. Now, let's move on to the full-fledged tool watch that is also at home in the boardroom, the B01 Chronograph 42. This model comes in a 42mm stainless steel case, which strikes a near-perfect balance between presence and wearability. Thickness sits at 14.5mm, but that's a pretty standard for an automatic chronograph with 200m of water resistance. It wears compact thanks to the vintage style curved lugs and the lug-to-lug of around 49.56mm. The case is entirely polished, giving it that luxurious Breitling shimmer. But make no mistake, it's built tough. You get a unidirectional dive bezel with a ceramic insert. Like the B31 Automatic, it's beautifully glossy, extremely scratch resistant, and features a single luminous pip at 12. It also nestles in between the lugs and is screwed on. In watch design, proportions are very important. When compared to its predecessor, the slight tinning on the 5 minutes indicator on the bezel and the slight increase on the ceramic insert makes the watch looks more elegant. The minimalist timing scale also helps gives it a refreshed and graceful look. Honestly, I love the restraint. The smaller polish pushers and the mushroom-like sign crown help soften its appearance and making it look more premium. Now the dial. This one's in sunburst blue, with subdials at 3 indicating the chronograph minute and at 9 indicating the microseconds. What's peculiar with these subdials here is that under this lighting and camera, this blue dial variant appears to have a black subdial with circular motif. They are supposed to reflect a similar color of the dial. Around the subdials, instead of a normal step down, Breitling included a ring around the subdials, which helps gives out more blink, giving it a premium look. The words date window frame and minute tracks are all printed in white, whereas the applied B logo, indices, subdial hands, hour, minute, and second hands are all high polished. Plenty of lume on the hands and markers, with the date tucked at the 6 o'clock, providing a beautiful balance. I usually prefer the backdrop of the date to resemble the color of the dial, but this white backdrop works well due to the distinct 12 o'clock marker. Inside is where the real magic happens, the Breitling in-house B01 Chronograph movement. This is a column wheel chronograph with a vertical clutch, 28,800 vibrations per hour and an impressive 70 hours of power reserve. It's COSC certified, so you're getting a chronometer grade precision. The pushes feels crisp and smooth, and the chronograph starts without any stutter thanks to the vertical clutch mechanism. This is top tier Swiss making, full stop. It offers hacking second and a quick set date function. When adjusting the date using the hour hand, the date doesn't tilt at all, but snaps at 11:59 PM. This model is available on either a rubber strap or a steel mesh bracelet. This here is the later. Personally, the mesh gives it a sleek retro charm while the rubber leans into the sporty vibe. Despite the thickness, the curved lugs and K-shape helps it sit low and secure on the wrist. It's surprisingly wearable even for smaller wrists. To adjust the size on the link, it uses pins. The bracelet tapers from 22mm to 18mm with a butterfly clasp. An honorable mention here is the stainless steel and the 18-karat red gold variant. I personally find the black and red gold as one of the best color combo. Really like this black and gold variant. Every gold element you see here are 18-karat solid gold, yet the watch head here weighs only 89.4 grams, as compared to the non-gold variant which is 86 grams. As for the price, the steel variant is priced as seen here. The steel and red gold variant is priced as seen here. Yes, it's premium price, but remember, you're getting an in-house chronograph, COSC certification, 200-meter water resistance, and a vintage-inspired aesthetic wrapped into a versatile, elegant 2-watch. So, who is this for? This isn't just a diver or a chrono, it's both. And yet, it doesn't overdo it. The Superocean Heritage B01 Chronograph 42 is for the collector who wants classic design, modern build quality, and the bragging rights of an in-house movement, all without shouting for attention. It's equally at home with a wetsuit or a blazer. If you love vintage styling but need 21st century performance, this one hits the mark. Compared to other chronographs in this space, like the Omega Speedmaster, the Tudor Black Bay Chrono, or even the Panerai Lumino Chrono, the Breitling feels like the most refined and ocean-ready of the bunch. Perhaps the only thing missing in it is a tachymeter scale, but that's not a deal breaker, is it? So that's my full take on the Breitling Superocean Heritage B31 Automatic 40 and the B01 Chronograph 42, a compelling blend of vintage charm, mechanical prowess, and ocean spirit. Let me know in the comments, will you pick this over the Seamaster, Black Bay, or the Lumino? If you found this review helpful, hit that like button, consider subscribing, and don't forget to turn on notifications so that you won't miss the next one. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take care now, bye bye now.